becomes if we let one person do that, then everybody does that. And we know for a fact that not everybody can work from home. So there are lots of issues that can be created with that. So at some point, you bring up the company culture conversation. Mm-hmm. Look, here is the company that we have. This is the direction we are going. Are you on the bus or are you off the bus? Where do you want to be? And you kind of give it back to them with the mindset of, okay, this person might leave. I might have to think about replacing that person. Let's get that queue activated just in case. But, let them choose. Look, we're going to work from the office 9:30 to 3:30 every day. And that's what our policy is.
But what if I want to be on the bus, but I don't like this bus? I want to work here and I want this, I want this to be my specific way.
Great. That's not this bus.
Just say no.
No.
Just say no.
No.
What I'm hearing you say in there is also being very deliberate ahead of time to explain what the policies are and why they exist. Mm-hmm. Because I think more people spend time explaining what the policy is versus why there is that in the first place.
Yep. Yeah. So we used to let anybody work from home anytime. And that's when I was more in charge of day-to-day of everything. And that's just my personality type. I like to be flexible. I know I need that flexibility, so therefore I'm freely willing to give it to others. What we've learned, as I'm sure many leaders have learned, that for a fact, not everybody can do that.
Yeah, it's difficult to work from home.
Some people definitely work better from home, but for sure not everybody can. So how do you create this discrimination, frankly? How do you create, is it possible to lead and manage effectively when you're letting some people have some benefits and some people have other benefits that are that different? You're going to make people feel like it's unfair. And then that just creates, a terrible culture eventually. Yeah,
it does. And again,
it's hard.
It's hard because, you definitely want to play to people's strengths, like individual strengths, but you have a group,
right? And
you've got to balance that,
yes.
Right? It's not easy to do. And I think to your point, and I heard you say this a few times, not everybody's got this figured out. It depends on the situation. It depends on the industry you're in. It depends on the promises you've made. And honestly, as a leader, it depends on how well you communicated this earlier on. Because honestly, if you're in a crappy situation and this person has a really odd way of looking at what's going on, I challenge you to hold up the mirror and say, what could I have done maybe better earlier on to make sure we never got to this spot, right?
I always think about that. How did we get to this spot? Why does this person, think that this is within the range of options here? What did I do? What did I miss early on? And so, it allows us to then think about processes early on and how can we make sure that things are better communicated. We always, in any of those situations, even if they're really small ones, we'll take that moment of self-reflection.
Yeah.
I think that's important in leadership. Every leader is someone who has some mindfulness, some thoughtfulness, some self-reflection component to be able to be successful as a leader, I believe.
Yeah, and it's difficult too. What I've found is that in a small team or a small company, one person can make big waves, right? You can have one person kind of ruin other things for other people in some cases, right? I mean, that's a difficult place to be in as someone, like you said, you're really trying to focus on the service you're trying to provide or the product you're trying to build. And then you've got to turn around and be like, is everybody, wait, why are you not sitting on the bus? We're all here.
Right.
Where are you there?
Right.
And that's a difficult conversation to have. And back to our point about millennial or Generation X or Y or Z or S or B or Generation C, ABC. I think it's really about being that professional leader more so than it is just about a stereotypical generation sort of understanding, right? I think that tries to make it easier. I think it also can sell some books is by having that sort of thing be a conversation.
Yep.
But what I'm hearing you say is that if you really care, you're really trying to understand who those people are, what their goals are, why they have the goals that they are, and then you can go from there with the right information to lead them correctly.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yes.
So, all right, we're getting down to the end here, Tyler. So if I was to ask you, what are some characteristics, we talked about empathy, but if you were to say to somebody listening here that wants to improve on their leadership skills, they want to be looked at as a leader, they want to be managing up, they want to be managing across, what are some skill sets or characteristics that you would coach them on to say, these are areas I would really focus on that I found success in?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. I have found that journaling nearly every day is a huge impact for me. I find that when I journal, not only does it help me start my day better, it helps me end my day better. I find that it helps me understand my own weaknesses better, helps me understand and create clarity around difficult situations. So I do a fair amount of mindfulness practice every single day, and I find that's a big impact. I find that asking more questions than I think I need to is another thing. So in a situation, if we're in disagreement or not understanding each other, like we're in two different fields, it just means I need to ask more questions. Mm-hmm. If someone's not choosing to buy from us, not choosing to buy from me, that just means I need to ask more questions. What did I miss? Yes, maybe we're not the right fit. Maybe we're not the right company, the right solution. But then it was my weakness. I didn't present the right solution. I didn't understand your needs well enough. I shouldn't even be presenting something that's not a fit for you. So why are we even here? So I think that, and if people choose not to work with us, if we go through the interview process and somebody chooses not to work with us, that's also a miss on our front. Again, you see how I'm putting responsibility on me for all of this. I think a leader has to put responsibility on themselves first and foremost. I think they have to be good at self-reflection. I think they have to be really good at asking more questions than they think they need to, because answers are out there. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Those are a few key components.
I like it. So if I want to connect with Tyler, I know you do a lot of speaking events, mm-hmm. And you manage a number of businesses, but if I want to connect with Tyler, I want to learn more about Modern Foundation, but I also want to connect and learn more about what Tyler's up to. Where are some good places to go and find all these more information?
Great.
Or basically, give me the stalking information, Tyler.
Sure. So you can look me up on LinkedIn with the extension Tyler M as in Michael Olson, mm-hmm. Tyler M. Olson. That's OLSON. You can see all the different companies I'm running. I've got an Airbnb business. I'm working on a cybersecurity academy this year. I've got the Modern Foundation, do a lot of speaking engagements. There's a lot there. Modern.foundation. There's no .com. That's my primary company, and do a lot of work with that. And so if you're interested in, a job opportunity there, if you're interested in, working with us, feel free to check that site out. It talks about what we do and who we are and what we stand for, what we believe. And then I'm working on tylerolson.net to have more. I'm always impressed with your kurtschmidt.com. And I go, I need to have it look more like that. So
have one of those.
Yep. Got to have one of those. So I'm working on that. A few more updates to come, but that'll be a central portal here soon. That'll have all the different companies and all the different value propositions there.
Very cool.
Yep. And I'm working on my own podcast here soon.
That's
so
awesome.
It's coming together.
Great. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Tyler, so much for coming. I always enjoy our conversations, and I really learned a lot today. So I know you're a busy guy. I appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate you letting me be on, and you're awesome.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. And there's my chat with Tyler. That guy's great. He's got so much going on. The guy is a machine. And as another reminder, remember to go to facebook.com/Schmidtlist to RSVP for the live show on October 1st. It's a free event, so you can save your money for the fantastic beer. Speaking of fantastic beer, the show is presented by Fulton Brewery and Foundry. If you want to check out all the different work and cool things we're doing at Foundry, you can check it out at foundrymakes.com. That's foundrymakes.com. And again, another unabashed plea for reviews and sharing with folks. Make sure you subscribe to the show if you haven't already, and then go to iTunes and make sure you leave a review. It really helps people find the show, and I really appreciate it. And on the note of appreciation, I just want you to know I appreciate you. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.